back. Welcome back to episode 2 of Caroline on the Couch. I am Caroline. This is the couch. Today with me I've got Beauregard. Bobo. Say hello, Bobo. Felix will be with us momentarily. We have a rowdy 2-year-old that does not want to go to bed. So we are trying to get that squared away. But I had to start filming because I have work in the morning. So the show must go on. Isn't that right, Bobo? He's a tired puppy. Alright, well, I thought I'd start with what has been new with me this week. So my alternator went out. Not fun, not expected. And with the type of car that I have, it is an expensive fix because it's in a very tight spot. Hard to do. So a shop wanted to charge me like $600 to $700. No, can't do that. So I actually had a regular, shout out to Andreas, what's up? He came through and I knew he liked cars. I knew he said he was working on cars. So I asked him, hey, my car is like legit dead in the parking lot. So he came through and he did all of my repairs on my car for a good price. And he did great work. He got it done really fast and really efficient. And my car is starting like a champ. Oh, she's running again, y'all. Oh my god. She's purring like a kitten. But yeah, I'm very thankful that he was gracious enough to do that for me. So thank you so much. And shout out to his girlfriend for convincing him to do it. Telling him that would be, a good thing to do. And she was so right. Thank you. She watches the podcast, so she's a fan. Thanks, girl. Thanks, girl. But yeah, got that squared away. Work's been oh my goodness. Work's been crazy. We had like an audit. Not a lot of good stuff there, like boring stuff, but I've been working hard this week. And then today, my sweet baby boy turns 2 years old. Today is Link's 2nd birthday, everybody. He's getting so big. I think that's a good segue into like me remembering his birth. Let's do it. Buckle up, ladies. Buckle up. Here comes the birth story. I'll give you like the short version. Because my birth stories are long. But I'll give you the short version. So, I was nearing my due date. And I told Felix I was having contractions. This is my 3rd rodeo. I know what the hell is up, okay? I was having contractions and I needed to go to the hospital. And when I say it's time to go, because I don't like to go to the hospital and be sent back 1,000 times, which that happens when you're pregnant. Quite a bit. It's very annoying. So, I wanted to go, and I was in so much pain by the time they were ready to check me in triage that, I was like 100% sure that we were having the baby tonight. And like we got this like really cocky nurse, older lady, and she was just like, okay, well, I checked you and you're not ready, so we're gonna send you home. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I'm having this baby today, so I'm staying. And she's like, no, we're gonna send you home. And I was in so much pain, and I was telling Felix, like, you have to beg her. I have to stay here. I cannot leave. This is getting worse. And she left, and she was going to get my discharge papers together. and I had the biggest contraction, and it literally sent me straight into labor. And I just remember, like, it was so dramatic. Like, I screamed out loud, very loud. And Felix ran and got the nurse. I had Lily and Silas beside me. Like, I'm in the emergency room, and they're just like, oh my gosh. And they're freaking out, I'm sure, but I was in pain. I kind of like blacked out. And I just remember Felix rushing and getting the nurse, and her coming back in like, oh my god, this girl, you know. And she checked me, and I just remember her face going from like, okay, I'll check you again, you know, to, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yep, you are gonna be admitted. We're having a baby today. We're having a baby. And I'm like, I know, Bo. I'm like, I told you. What are you talking about? I know. Let's get me in my room, bitch. Like, come on. So they got me in my room, and it was actually like pretty. This was my first Colorado baby. I had had 2 babies in Georgia. I kind of knew what to expect for the most part delivering in Georgia. Delivering in Colorado is a whole different ball game, like down to the food they serve you, the care they give you, and also just the procedure of delivery is much different. Like, I had Link, like, right when they brought me in and said, okay, you're being admitted, they took me straight to my room. And, like, it was just very, I don't know, everything, maybe it could have just been me. Like, how I was progressing, how fast I was progressing. I don't know, it really could have just been me. Now that I'm thinking about it, because things popped off quickly with Link. I felt like that contraction really was like, okay, here we go. And I mean, not soon after, they had me in that room, and I think they checked me again when they got me in there, and I could see kind of like I can't even remember. I think I was like a 1.5 when she first checked me and told me that I was going to go home. And then I had that big contraction, and I went from a 1.5 to like a 5. And centimeters dilated, for people who don't know what that means. But, you know, I'm telling you, that was like the biggest contraction, to go from 1.5 to straight 5. And then when she got me in my room, I think I was at like 6.5. So things were moving very fast. And they called a doctor that was on call. To be honest, I had never met her. It wasn't even one of my OBs. Like, this was just some random doctor that they had there. And then, like, I remember getting a little alarmed because Felix had to go take Silas and Lily back home, because this was like late at night. And so he had to go take them back home to my dad and let my dad watch them. And he had to rush back. Like, and it was like a 25-minute drive to where my dad was to watch the kids, and then back. So he had to go very fast because I was like dilating very quickly. And so he made it though. But the sucky thing was I had to go through the epidural by myself. We handled that while he was gone. I mean, Colorado was like we like to keep the fathers away, to let them go for a walk, because, you know, we have a lot pass out. And I'm like, my husband's not a bitch, okay? He's done this before, dog. Like, we got it. But it worked out. He was going to take the kids. We got the epidural taken care of. Each epidural is different. I really wasn't prepared for it with Lily. I was a little bit better with Silas, but with Link, it was like I was almost so prepared for it and like so prepared for birth, and like my body just knew what to do, that it was like a flu shot. Like legit. And I mean, I have terrible back pain from getting 3 epidurals. I believe that's what it's from, but you know, it could be from anything. I don't know. All I know is that after we got the epidural done, you know, I could tell things were like happening, because clearly I couldn't feel anything and I was like ready to go, and I could just feel my body like I was calm, you know. And then Felix got there. He made it just in time. And right when he got there, I think they checked me again, and I was like 10. I was ready to go. And they were like, "Are you ready to start pushing?" And I'm like, "Yep. Let's fucking do it." And I think I pushed, like, I'm not even kidding, like 3 good times, and Link like flew out of me. Like, she had to like catch him. I thought she was gonna drop my baby. But he was so cute. And yeah. I'm leaving like a lot of the dramatics out, but because I mean, I don't take pain very well. But yeah, that's my little baby's 2 years old now. It's sad, but I always have those memories with me, so I love him. But yeah, shout out to my mom for hooking up the show Caroline on the Couch with this awesome boom arm. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Thanks for supporting the channel. I thought that it would be really funny, not funny, but just like interesting for anybody who doesn't know, how me and Felix got together. Because a lot of my friends on Facebook and the people who watch me on YouTube went to school with me and Felix. So I thought it would be interesting to tell you guys how it all went down. Where the love story began. So yeah, let's dive into that, and hopefully Felix will join us at some point in this episode. If it's just me, I mean, hey, it's Caroline on the Couch, you know? Felix will be here in spirit. So, I was actually going... Okay. So, I was out with my friend Tara. We were having a girls' night, and we were with some friends driving around, and we were going to the local Crystals to get some Crystal burgers, and we were driving through the drive-thru, and I see the cook hand the drive-thru person the sack full, and that cook was Felix. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I know that guy. I know him, you know? And I knew exactly who he was. Like, I didn't, like, forget his name or anything. Because, you see, back in 8th grade, I had a super big crush on Felix. And, I mean, that was, like, just the beginning. From there on forward, always had a big crush on him. And I never knew that he liked me at all. I always thought that he was super out of my league. And he was that kind of guy that looked like he was like 24 in 8th grade. Like, I just thought this guy was like super hot and super dumb. Like, he must have failed so much. I really always thought that. But no, he was just good looking and tall. So, fast forward, you know, we had met up a couple times here and there, you know, had a couple makeout sessions here and there randomly. Never as a couple. Never. Just would see him, want to kiss him. And then that kind of went forward a couple years. Like, I mean, I have known this guy a long time, okay? And so I was getting out of a bad breakup. And we were out on the girls' night recovering from that breakup. And I see Felix. And I was just, I don't know what came over me, because I'm such a shy person. I would never, like, attack a guy like this. But I totally did. I was just like, pointing at the girl like, is that Felix Gray? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, get him. So she grabbed him and he came to the window and I was like, he was like, oh my God. And so he was like, can you pull over for a second? And I was like, yeah. And I just like told the guy that was we were with, like I just told him, pull over. Like I wasn't even in charge of driving. And so they pull over and I just jump out and we exchanged numbers. Like, why had we never done that before? I don't know. But we exchanged numbers. And then instantly started texting. Like, instantly. And didn't stop all night. And literally I texted him until the next morning. And then just started going over to his house. Like, all the time. And, like, we texted all through that. Because he worked the graveyard shift. So that whole night I just stayed up texting him. And my friend Tara was like, girl. I was like, I know. And, I mean, as soon as he got off, he went home and he didn't go to sleep. I immediately came over to his house. So, I mean, that's how that happened. And then, I mean, I turned 18. And my dad pretty much gave me, like, you know, you're not going to school. You're working part-time. He was trying. Back then, I didn't know what he was doing. Now, I have children of my own. I see what he was doing. But back then, I was stupid. And I was mad. And I was like, because he was trying to get me to pay rent. You know, he was like, you're 18 now. You're a grown-up. I've never charged you anything to live with me. But you're not going to school. And you're just out with your boyfriend all the time. So, you need to pay rent to live here. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm gonna go live with my boyfriend. Oh my God. I was such an asshole. But yeah, I did that. I just moved out. Like, the day I turned 18, like, quite frank, like, the day I turned 18, I just dipped out and left. And I moved in with Felix. And yeah, like not even a couple months later, Lily was coming. I was pregnant with Lily. So things moved quickly, but I mean, 10 years later, we're still together. So we're doing something right, you know? I just hope that we're that lucky couple. I think we are. We are that lucky couple that just always had that magnetic pull to each other. That's what I like to think of it as. Like, I've always had this pull to Felix. And no matter how much time went by, no matter how long it was in between seeing each other, every time we saw each other, it was just like instant magic. So I'm thankful for that. And yeah, that's how we're making it work, is that 10 years later, still got that magic. So it's pretty great. But that's how I met Felix. That's how the love between us began. I think it's time for the bum breakdown. So the bum of the week will be a lovely gentleman that pulled into my store in a messed up minivan, parked at pump 4, got out in a hospital gown with no clothes on underneath, and then started running around the parking lot screaming bloody murder. Someone help me. Someone help me. I'm on fire. Oh God, it hurts. Help me, somebody. I cannot make this shit up, you guys. And, you know, we try to go out there and we're trying to, like, figure out what's going on. Are you okay? Like, me and my boss are, like, walking up, like, are you straight, dude? And he is, like, clawing at his back and, like, just saying he's in so much pain. And we're like, what? He starts saying, like, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. And we're like, no, you're not. "You're not on fire, sir." And he was just like adamant that he was. And he was in so much pain. So we called 911 clearly, like, obviously. And I like look at the minivan that he came from. And there is a woman in the passenger seat, like reclined back, leaning back, feet up on the dashboard, watching a video. What? Like, is this his wife? So I'm like, my boss goes over there and like taps on the window. And like, she could not be bothered. And like, this man clearly just left the hospital. My gas station is like maybe a block or two up from a hospital. So we see a lot of like people coming out of the hospital, like gowns or like, you know, the bracelets and stuff. That's not like unusual. But this guy was like running around in the grass, like rolling around at times, standing up, like screaming at parked traffic out there. And his old lady like was just chilling in the car, couldn't be bothered. So paramedics show up, fire trucks show up, cops show up. They're trying to calm him down. They get him on a stretcher eventually. I mean, it's not funny, I shouldn't laugh, but like, I'm kind of just like shocked at the whole situation. And like, they get him on the stretcher, they get him in the ambulance, they're like taking all his vitals and stuff. And the firefighter and the ambulance people are trying to talk to the girlfriend. And I don't know what they were talking about because I was inside behind the register just watching through the glass like a freaking creepo. But they eventually come in there and they ask me, one of the firefighters did. He asked me if I sold diapers or wipes. And I said, no, why? And he said, there's a baby out there in that van. And I was like, what? And he said, yeah, this baby's been sitting in shit. So, we need to get this baby cleaned up. Do you have anything? And of course, I went and got like cleaning towels and like got them damp. And it was just so sad, you know? And there's really nothing they could have done. The firefighter said there's nothing they could do but try to clean the baby up as best as possible, and that the mother was going to follow the ambulance back to the hospital with her husband in it. It was so crazy. And I don't know if he was on drugs or like, because what they were kind of getting at is that he had just been discharged from the hospital, and then he went into the van, they did some drugs, and they ended up at the gas station as the drugs started taking effect, and he started freaking out. And I was like, whoa, you know, just kind of the shit you see, man. The shit you see in Boulder, Colorado. It's wild. And I have so many of these bum breakdowns. Like, I see so many. I've worked at this gas station for like 3 years, so I have a lot of stories to tell you. And I cannot wait to continue this series because some of it you don't. It really makes you think twice when you go out into the world and you deal with people. You deal with individuals. It makes you think twice. It makes you second guess how you would act in a situation. Because you think that one person will act one way. You think that that's just kind of common sense. And they don't. And they shock the shit out of you. And it's scary shit. And it changes you. It makes you view the world differently. So, and that's what, that sounded so dark, but it's the truth. So, Colorado has showed us a lot of dirty things, a lot of ugly things, a lot of ugliness in people. And all I could say is if anybody asked me, do you recommend me moving to Colorado? I would say hell no. Stay the hell away from Colorado. Unless you want to live in one of the most judgmental, superficial, rich, asshole type, arrogant living. Like, it is so ridiculous here. But I think, like me and Felix talked about last episode, excuse me, I think that we were going to make a whole episode dedicated to that. Just like the craziest of the craziest events that have happened to us in the past 5 years since we've been here. And I think that'll be a good video. Comment below if that's something that you are interested in seeing. I think that's something that would be almost therapeutic for us to get out and to talk about. Because a lot of the shit, like, I feel like we have PTSD from it. Like, some of it's some fucking traumatic shit. But, oh my gosh. Get down, Bo. You gotta get down. Look who it is. Look who's joining the podcast. Come on in, Papa. Is he asleep?
God, I hope so.
Jeez. He fought the good fight for us. All right, Daddy-O.
What'd I miss?
So, I need to take a break because I've been trying not to cough in their ears so much. I have a tickle that's trying to murder me. But we talked about Lynx turning 2 today. They got a little bit of his birth story. We talked about the bum breakdown with the guy screaming about how he was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
In the minivan, and that girl who like didn't give a shit. I gave him a little bit of how we met, or not how we met, but like how we hooked up. How like I saw you at Crystal's, and like then we started texting.
Oh yeah, the drive-through at
Crystal's. And then we like straight up like moved in together immediately, and then like a month later, Lily was coming.
Yeah, we didn't waste no time.
No. You know what's something funny?
What?
A customer said this to me the other day. They were like, how are you today? And I don't know why they get offended when I'm like, tired. Because if I say good, or I'm doing fine, good, they go, because that's what you're supposed to say, right? And I'm just like, so I start being honest. And then, how are you doing? Tired. And then they're like, oh, what you gotta be tired about?
Oh, fuck you.
And I'll say something like...
They ask me that shit, like, how's it going? I'm like, oh, I'm here on a really bad day. I'm like, I can't wait to quit this fucking job, man. How you doing?
Yeah. But, like,
sugarcoat shit.
No, and I legit was like, I'm tired. And he was like, oh, what do you have to be tired about? And I was like...
Questions like that, asshole.
And I was like, well, I have 3 kids, so, I'm always tired. And he looked at me... And then looked back down and put his pen in, and then looked back up and was like, you don't look old enough to have 3 kids. Like, am I lying to you? What the... And I just looked at him and I was like, well, I guess that's going to be good for me at 40, huh?
I would have been like, man, fucking mind your own business. What do you want?
Like, how dare you?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
So what's new with you?
I
feel like I've been talking forever. Talk to them.
Well, I'm probably going to get fired because I was trying to clock out and leave, and I was talking to the cashier about issues I've been having with a coworker. And this guy was like, hey, I know y'all are like having a conversation, but can you like wait on me? I'm a customer.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, the asshole was just walked in the store and was shopping. He was grabbing things. So, I was standing by the door, just clocked out, ready to leave. I'm holding the door open, just finishing my last sentence in kind of a laughing, all right, bye kind of manner. Yeah. And he takes the time to interrupt when he didn't have to, because the conversation was over, and make this fucking bitchy little can y'all stop talking to each other because like I'm a customer and
oh my god,
all this shit. And
I hate people.
It pissed me off. He said you need to wait on me, like not as in wait on me to get my shit and leave so you can finish your conversation. Wait on me as if I'm a fucking servant.
No, and that's
I lost it. I
was just telling them, like, if anybody were to say, do you recommend me moving to Colorado? Hell no.
This place
These people are so full of themselves.
They are all
It's disgusting.
They're all, what's the fucking expression?
They treat you like you're... Oh, here's a good
They're
example.
all shit from the same asshole.
This is a really good example. Remember when I told you I read that article that stated that, like, a lot of the rich in Boulder, they do not want the lower class people, like the essential workers like us, like the people to live there.
They want us to live somewhere else and then come into town to work.
Exactly.
But they cater to the homeless.
Right.
They're like, look at him shooting heroin up by the fire hydrant.
It's a problem.
I'm going to give him a 20, do my good deed for the day.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And they don't understand that they're coming to my gas station, like you saw in the last episode, to meet their drug dealer, to give that 20 to them, and then shoot up right next to me.
Dude, honestly, I cannot stand the people here.
It's crazy.
It's like they're all of a hive mind.
Yeah.
That is just this stuck-up asshole split into thousands of people.
Yeah.
All with the same ideals and fucking...
Yeah.
The people here are such shit.
It's garbage.
I don't understand how
don't
they make
move here.
it.
And if you're from the South, definitely don't move
So
here.
anyways, before I forget, so what I said to the guy was, man, fuck this shit and
yeah.
fuck your customer ass. I said that shit to him, and then I walked out like with my hands up like, fuck you. Like, I'm so done with it. I'm done.
I bet he was like,
ass. I'm done catering to the egos and the boredom and just the fucking loneliness of these people that think that I have time for their shit.
So what have we been watching this week? We've started a new show.
Vikings.
Yes, Vikings on Hulu. It's got 6 seasons.
Yeah, 6 seasons.
It's very
on
nice.
Hulu. It's really good.
Yeah, I like it. You said something like it gave you Game of Thrones vibes in the beginning.
Well, not so much like... It doesn't remind me of Game of Thrones other than the sword and shield aspect of it. But it's familiar because of how excited I got with the intros. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, when Game of Thrones came on and you heard that music hit and the little model buildings start coming up and being built. Yeah, you get really excited. Well, every new episode of Vikings, I get really excited.
I get excited with those recaps. When they do the recaps, I get really excited. I don't know why. And like Floki, I swear.
Dude, Floki's wild.
He's probably one of my favorites. Floki is one of my favorites. If you have not watched Vikings and you want to start, I don't know. Are we gonna give spoilers? I mean, I
don't know. We're just talking, you know.
I love it though. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, this is like a B version of Game of Thrones, really. But
no, man, this is its own shit.
It's its own.
It's got like actual historical things going on. You know, it's not like 100% fiction like Game of Thrones is.
Yeah. They talk about Thor and Odin and...
Yeah, well, not just that. Like, some of the people actually exist in history.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that...
Really?
Yeah,
who?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ragnar and, like, the kings...
Okay.
Because at the time, there's 4 kingdoms in England. Ruled by 4 kings. And the Vikings, like, raid and go to war with them and fight with them and feud with them, and like that's part of history.
Yeah.
And of course they add like different aspects to the show to make it more entertaining to watch, and like we don't know what they said at fucking dinner. No one knows that, you know what I'm saying? But
the guy made dialogue.
Yeah, but what's really cool is I noticed I've been playing the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And Ragnar's sons are in the game.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm watching the show, like it mentions, you know,
his sons,
and then you meet them in the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So like the show and the game are like really, really similar.
They
it's
tie
insane.
hand in hand. I like the whole Valhalla thing. I like that they are very, very adamant about dying in battle and like having a glorious death and impressing the gods and like it's like their goal to go to Valhalla.
Yeah, but you want to die well. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to just like
Yeah, like there's this
be
old man.
assassinated while you're taking a piss. You know,
Yeah.
you want
I don't even know his name, but there's this old man in the couple episodes I've been watching, and he is like, I'm in season 1, by the way, if you are watching Vikings or have seen it. And, like, he basically is this old man, and he's like, I want to go to the next raid with you guys. And they're like, no, you're old. And he was like, yeah, but all my friends, all my fellow warriors, I've been a warrior all my life, they're all dead, and they're in Valhalla, and I want to be with them, so I want to die in battle, so give me that opportunity. And they took him, and he survived, like, how many fights?
Dude, he keeps, I mean, he's
like,
fighting too good.
Like, he just recently died in the episode I saw, but, like, he was in so many fights.
He wants to earn his death, but he, like, kicks ass.
Yeah. He's too good at, like, he won't, like, cheat and let somebody get him.
Yeah, no, he wants to earn it, so.
Yeah, so, like, he's, like, at the end
like
of one of the battle. Yeah, he's like,
and he's like,
I'm too good.
He's like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, the gods have cursed me to stay on this terrible earth or some shit. Like,
I just love the look of, like, is it camaraderie? Like, is that what it is?
Camaraderie.
I always say it wrong. Camaraderie. When he died, and then
it's like a brotherhood.
Ragnar was like, I know, because they like they like smiled at each other, and I was like,
yeah, it's
such a good show. I'm totally. What am I? I'm season 1.
You're on the last episode of season 1.
I'm balls deep in this show.
Season
you guys.
1 has 9 episodes.
I'm balls deep in it. It's really good. I highly recommend if you like that medieval-esque.
It's really cool because, like, I can watch the show and then, you know, take a break from it and then pull the game up. And then, like, some of the same characters are in the game, so it's just really cool. I'm in this whole universe of Vikings, like kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's like Vikings has that shit too.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I like it a lot. I'm glad you showed it to me. What is another show we were watching? We were going in between that and something else. What was it again?
Oh yeah, we started WandaVision.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we watched
Disney.
the first, 2 episodes of WandaVision, which it was interesting. Growing up, I always watched I Love Lucy, Bewitched, and, what was the other one?
Andy Griffith.
No.
Well, that's what I grew up watching.
It was Bewitched. I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, and I Love Lucy. Those were, I love those shows. I watched those with my grandma and my aunt. And so WandaVision gave me, they were clearly mimicking those kind of sitcoms back in the day, the whole Bewitched type of show. It was a very big replica of Bewitched with her magic and the way it was all set up.
Yeah, it's got a theme.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it though.
But I think what we're figuring out is
she's trapped somewhere, right? And this is all in her head?
Yeah, it's some kind of alternate reality or alternate state of consciousness.
We're still trying to figure it out. We got 2 balls deep in Vikings.
Yeah, but it's it's all black and white and it's sitcom.
But it's slowly been putting color in the last episode we saw.
Yeah, it's weird because at one point you hear a voice come through a radio and it's who's doing this to you, Wanda?
I thought that was Captain America.
Yeah,
it sounded like him.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It was interesting. It had some okay humor to it, but I feel like it's gonna, as the episodes go on, because we got the first 2 episodes dropped at the same time, I think.
Yeah, I think they give, because they're so short.
Yeah, they're only 22 minutes long.
I think they give you 2 at a time because they're so short.
Yeah, because every episode of Vikings is 44 minutes long.
Oh, and you can't even tell. It's like one of our episodes.
Yeah, right when it ends, it's play next episode, and you're like, where's the remote?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, WandaVision is interesting. I feel it's from the trailer. They definitely go through different time periods.
Yeah.
It goes into.
Yeah, you could tell by that the first episode it was one time era, and you could see by episode 2
she's starting to progressively.
She's getting more modern.
It
looks like she's getting more modern. Yeah. But I like it overall. WandaVision's cool. But we were going back and forth between an episode of that and then an episode of Vikings. And whichever one we liked more, we kind of stuck with. And you could tell balls deep in Vikings. It's really, really good. And he reminds me of Charlie Hunnam, and I will literally...
Yeah, he looks a lot like him.
My God, I love that man.
I like how you notice how, like, in those intense conversations,
his eyes like glow.
Well, you'll notice the contrast. Like, everything around him goes into black and white.
Yeah, but
it's
his
like
eyes are
really,
like electrifying blue.
It's grayed out, and his eyes like glow this icy blue.
Yeah.
And it's like whatever he's saying right now has got to be.
That
really
actor's
important.
stunning, and I like the way that everything he says sounds like he's talking like this. Like,
well, yeah, he's got the accent, but he's like.
He's like, we will take your women and your riches.
Every sentence he says, it's like he's got
asking a question.
No, it's like he knows something you don't.
Yeah, like he's getting away with something.
Yeah, and he's got like this smirk.
Yeah.
On his face,
yeah.
And he's just.
When people talk shit to him, he's like. He's kind of creepy, but it's kind of cool.
It's really cool. Floki's an interesting character. That motherfucker's shot out.
I love Floki. He's a good character. Okay, we're like getting so into character detail.
Yeah, I mean, watch the show. If
you
have
need to
Hulu,
watch the show.
If you have Hulu, watch it. And I'm gonna say this: if you've watched Game of Thrones, that first episode is so
it's so slow.
It's like when you're trying to show it to somebody for the first time.
You're like,
you start on episode 1. You're like, dude,
bear with me.
Believe me, you just gotta get past this episode.
You feel like such a douchebag the whole time.
You make it to like the 3rd or 4th episode, and it's like it starts to get really good.
Yeah.
No, this one's really fast paced.
But you know, we were talking about that the other day. That we all felt like that for the first episode of Game of Thrones, but then like. After you finish the whole series and you love the show so much and you've watched so many repeat episodes, you go back and you watch episode 1 with a whole new respect, and you like it. You enjoy it more.
You understand more what's going on.
What the hell is going on, yeah. It makes more sense. It's more enjoyable, you know?
But for the first time, like getting past that first episode,
God, it blows. Like, it sucks so bad.
Like when I first started watching it, my brother Richard... had like season 3 on, I think, or like season 2, episode 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I got right into some Tyrion Lannister action.
God, he's
like
good.
No, the first episode I watched was like I came in his room to ask him something, and I saw Tyrion Lannister get up and like bitch slap Joffrey, and I was like, "What are you watching?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, you don't. Just watch." So I sat down, and then I was like, 3 episodes later, I was like, "Caroline, you gotta come watch this." Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Caroline, you gotta come watch this.
Yeah, I immediately jumped up and I walked in there and I was like, "What is this lame, like medieval dragon shit?" And then I was like, "Oh man, like." Again, balls deep in Game of Thrones, and then I became over the years. That was a show that grew. And then we went back and
watched the first season.
Yeah, that was a show that grew with our relationship.
Dexter,
Breaking Bad.
Oh man, no, Dexter. I remember like getting off work and coming home like, "You didn't watch ahead, did you?"
No, I didn't.
Because Richard had like the whole shit on his laptop, and we'd hook it up and get all the speakers and stuff, and we'd sit down and watch a few episodes of it. Like Dexter, Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad.
I mean, if we're going to go ahead and just name off the list of all the shows we've watched in completion together, then you have to go ahead and admit he watched all of the Sex in the City with me, including the movies when I was pregnant.
Samantha, she is like hungry for the dick.
I told you.
Samantha is like dick hungry.
I told you. It's a good show.
Dude, I didn't like, what's her name? With the red hair.
Oh, no.
Oh, you don't remember Miranda?
Oh, shit!
Miranda sucked. I could not like her. The way she did Steve. I'm not getting into it. SJP. Some Sarah Jessica Parker.
You said the way she did Steve. I'm not getting into it.
I couldn't.
It pissed me off too. Steve was such a sweet guy.
Samantha was probably my favorite though. She was like Samantha. She
When she
gangster.
put all the sushi on her body and then just laid on that
I was
table
like, dude,
for
how old is
hours.
she?
She just laid
Because
there.
she could kind of get it.
She's
Like,
gorgeous. They're
Samantha,
all gorgeous.
yeah. All right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Miranda
okay.
was the creepy one.
I did Sex in the City. I don't give a fuck.
And he remembers characters and plot lines and stuff. Like
That you don't.
I know. I haven't seen it in a long time and I didn't remember it.
Shame.
Dang, you're the
Shame.
real fan.
But yeah, okay, so we did Sex in the City.
Yeah. Yep.
Game of Thrones.
Uh-huh.
Breaking Bad. Sons of Anarchy.
Dexter.
There's something I'm forgetting.
We watched
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. We got what's the cartoon? Everybody watches him.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
What else though?
I don't know.
Like there's some big one that we're forgetting. We're gonna have to write these down.
I know we do. Next time
There's something on Netflix.
we'll go through a list of like all the things that we really.
There's been a couple of limited series too, like
Oh yeah, things that we've watched like in a day that were Big Mouth. We love Big Mouth.
yeah, that show's raunchy as fuck.
And it's so bad.
No, so all right, you know how fuck American Horror Story. I'm just gonna start by saying that it's garbage.
I mean,
I think the first season.
the first season was great.
Where all the spirits trapped in the house and
The first season
Tate was a character.
Great. Yes.
That was a good one. That was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I'm
saying
no,
is
the one like wasn't it like the Louisiana one that was pretty good too?
the Witches Coven or
I
whatever.
don't know. If we can't really remember, it wasn't that great then.
It wasn't. So anyways, yeah, so Netflix has its own horror anthology.
Yeah.
And what I'm guessing an anthology is like they use the same actors.
Yeah.
They recast them as different roles each story.
Uh-huh.
And then do a whole nother story with it. Like each season of American Horror Story is like the same actors playing different people, totally different story.
Yeah.
Different timelines, everything.
Yeah.
So, The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh.
The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Hit me with it.
Same actors, different time periods, different stories, situations.
If you have not seen those, like, series,
The Haunting of
just
Bly Manor was
go
like
watch it.
when you find out that Nell is the bent neck lady.
I mean, spoiler. Straight up just told him. But I mean,
there
like,
was memes about it when it came out.
I
and
mean,
then,
like, if you haven't seen it already, you're super behind. That was a really, like, trending thing.
Yeah, that's
so
your
I feel
fault
like it's
if you haven't
old.
seen
Yeah. How's your problem?
Yeah, but Bly Manor was really good.
It
too.
was good. All those were good.
So there was a movie I watched on Netflix that I haven't seen on there again. I'm sure if I search it, it's probably still on there. But it's called Before I Wake. And it's got that boy from Room in it.
Yeah.
You remember that?
And
it's
we
like when
saw
he,
that.
yeah, when he dreams,
Yeah.
his fucking nightmares come to like reality
And, like, hurt the people in real life.
So he's like asleep. But, like, whatever he's dreaming about is, like, crawling around the house
Like, torturing
and shit.
his foster
and
parents.
it's, like, tormenting people
Are they his
around
real
him.
parents? I can't remember. Was he adopted?
I think, yeah,
Was he birthed?
I want to say they were foster parents.
Were they? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we saw that.
But, yeah, that was a really good one.
That was a good one.
Since we're talking about horror movies, tell them about the Altar short.
The what?
The Other Side of the Box.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay.
My biggest problem with horror movies is people confuse gore with horror. Like, if guts on the floor and fucking vomit and all that sick shit.
I think if you
real
feel
slow cutting your tongue on a razor blade, like, that's just fucking gross.
I
It's
think
not
if you
scary.
feel uneasy, unsettled, unsafe, I think that's all. Well, those are terrifying feelings for me.
I can feel like I'm gonna throw up without being terrified.
No, I guess that's just what
So-
I mean. When I know I'm terrified, I feel unsettled. I feel, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, like if you can't...
I can't look at it.
Yeah.
That's how you know I'm scared.
Or the practicality of it, like if it's something that could actually happen, like psychologically thrilling or
Yeah.
something like that. But like gore, being fucking gross and disgusting in a corner is not scary to me.
No, it's psychological. If it's fucking me up in the head, I don't like it.
So there's this company, or like they're on Facebook
And YouTube.
and YouTube, but it's just called Alter, Alter. And I was just scrolling through Facebook one day, and somebody shared this. What they do is short films.
Yeah.
Like 15-minute movies.
Yeah, it's super easy to watch on YouTube.
Yeah, but they're short horror films.
Terrifying.
And this particular one is called The Other Side of the Box.
Go watch it. Have
And
fun.
it was super original. It was
I've never been so unsettled.
it was so good.
Yeah, I've never felt quite
Like when
disturbed.
it was over, it was super disturbing.
we
Like,
were laying in the bed at night and we were just like,
when it was
Let's
over,
turn the bathroom light on.
I had so many questions. Like they end them on cliffhanger type
oh,
notes.
I don't
and
like it.
So basically, what it is this couple cooking like Christmas dinner at their house, and the estranged ex-boyfriend shows up all distraught and everything, and he's like, "Yo, is Samantha home or whatever?" And he's like, "No, it's just me." And he was like, "Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I've got a gift for you."
She's like hiding in the other room.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my God, get rid of him." So ex-boyfriend, new boyfriend, they're in the living room talking, and he gives him this box,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Open it. Just open it. It's for
Don't
you."
tell him a play-by-play because I want them to
No.
go watch this.
All I'm gonna say is that he opens it, and then he's like, "Okay, now read the card. It'll open the box first. Read the card after.
And, like, he
it'll make
dipped
more
out.
sense." And he opens the box, and he's like,
Gotta go."
I'm sorry, I gotta go." And he leaves, and shit gets totally.
Please
fucked
go
up.
watch it. It's only like 15 minutes. It is well worth it. Say it again. What's it called?
The Other Side of the Box
By what?
by Alter,
Go watch it.
Alter, and there's not a drop of blood in it.
No.
And it is legitimately
Comment below.
unsettling.
Comment below.
It's
Comment a box emoji if you went and watched it.
Somebody could watch it and be like, ha ha ha, whatever. But like if you appreciate horror and thrillers for
And psychological.
yeah,
Like, take the time to just mess yourself up this much, okay? Turn the lights off. Sit by yourself and watch
like
this.
I know there's just people out there that watch something and they just laugh at everything thinking it's funny, but like if you appreciate the
Yeah.
art and the time and the work that goes into these works,
Put yourself in their position. Make yourself
Yeah.
feel like you are them, and
if
just
you have an
watch it.
imagination, it's easy for you to enjoy
Ooh,
things.
you will get so scared. And I like being scared sometimes. The
Oh, yeah,
adrenaline high
no.
you get from it.
Dude, that was so good. Like I
Yeah.
could not. I watched it like 3 times.
Because then you
back
get the
to back.
nervous giggles afterward, like, we're good.
You're like,
We're
I
good.
I wish the thumbnail didn't
Give it away so much.
give it away so
Yeah.
much, but
It traps people
it's
in.
also what made me watch it.
Make you click it, yeah.
And it's like the
The
reveal.
off-puttingness.
The reveal should have been the thumbnail.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah.
have drawn you in some other way than just to spoil that one little thing.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
Those are some good recommendations. I think we're putting good recommendations out there to the crowd. Hey, should we tell them we were thinking about calling the people who subscribe to Caroline on the Couch?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
everybody has like a little like a name for their like fan base or their subscribers or their followers.
Yeah, some kind of army nickname.
Yeah, but that's like stupid. So I mean, they're not an army. God.
You know what I mean? Like group. Sorry.
No, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying like that calling them an
Oh,
army.
okay. Well, thanks. You're forgiven.
So like I was thinking, because we're just like laid back here, let's call you guys the Couch Potatoes.
Couch taters.
The Couch Potatoes.
Welcome back, couch taters.
What's up, Couch Taters? But yeah, I think we're gonna end it there. I think we've had a really good, successful podcast. Several really good.
I was late getting in, man.
You were late, but we will definitely. We'll definitely save some more stories for the next episode. We have to film episode 3 next week, so this is exciting. I can't believe. How did you feel about what a success the first episode was?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you so
I
much.
wasn't expecting over 100 views.
I know.
Like, what was it? The next day.
Thank you so much to everybody who watched the video and who are supporting us and really really are on our bandwagon to succeed with this podcast because we want to. It's if anything, it's for us because you see, like, we have the kids asleep, we have a moment to ourselves. It's therapeutic for us to be able to kind of like get everything out and talk, and we make ourselves laugh. So
do not buy the in-house juices from Red Star Vapor.
If there's a Red Star vape near you,
they are ass. There's a reason why the good ones are $20 fucking for a bottle, and the in-house juices from Red Star Vape are $9. It's they are ass. I got 2 of them, and
they're trash.
It's so bad, man. I ruined a fresh coil, and
no,
I was so pissed off.
Well, you're handsome.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're one handsome lady too.
Oh, stop it. Ow. Well, you guys, I think we're going to call it a night. I got to go to work in the morning.
Peace.
But this has been Caroline on the Couch, episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed having you here. We enjoyed telling our stories, and hopefully you guys liked hearing them. And we'll see you guys next weekend for episode 3. We don't know what we're going to talk about. We never do. But hope you guys like it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment. I mean, all that stuff helps our channel tremendously. So if you wouldn't mind doing all that, that'd be great. And you'll know when we upload because you'll get an immediate notification whenever we upload. So cool.
Come get your fine ass in this bed.
Oh my god. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm signing off. Adios.